Hi everyone, and welcome to another great episode of Music Replay with your host Simran Gill. This week I have a very interesting guest in store for you called Abbas Hasan. Hello Abbas.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm great.
Good, good. Okay, so we want to have a little interview with you just to get to know you a little bit better and kind of spill the gossip on your life.
All right, let's do it.
So you've come from a very interesting background. Before we start, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Abbas Hasan, and I am Rishi Rich's new artist.
Ah, nice. Okay, so let's get to know your personal life a little bit better.
Okay.
You grew up in Canada. No, you were born in Canada.
Yeah.
You grew up in Paris.
Yeah.
And now you're here.
That's right.
How did that happen?
Because I'm a gypsy. I can't stay in one place for too long. No, basically, I was born in Canada. My family moved to France when I was really, really young.
Okay.
And that's really where I grew up. And,
right.
But yeah, I mean, I've always really just enjoyed traveling and living in different places. And once I moved back to Canada, I was living there for a few years, and I just felt like I really missed Europe.
Oh.
And then the idea came to come to the UK because, you know, in terms of music, it felt like the right place to be.
Okay.
I really felt that the Asian music scene, it's kind of one of the hubs of Asian music in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
But I also felt like they needed a breath of fresh air or something new, you know?
Okay.
So I felt like that was the right place to come and sort of make a difference.
Nice. Okay, so you didn't, I want to know, did your singing career start when you came to London, or was it going on while you were in Canada and while you were in Paris?
It was going on in the sense that I was writing songs, I was recording, I was making music. I just hadn't released it.
Okay.
So when I came to the UK, I started doing some modeling, but it wasn't really, you know, I wasn't sort of passionate about modeling, but it was a good way to sort of get into the industry.
Yeah, of course.
And then I, you know, every opportunity I'd get, I'd just gig and perform and do my songs. And then one day, somebody had heard, like somebody from PR came to me and they're like, oh my God, you have to meet Rishi. And then we got meeting, we got into studio together, and, you know, we just had such a great time that we knew we had to work together.
Ah, so. Nice. Okay, so when you left Paris, did you know that there was some opportunities here, or you just came?
When I left Paris, I actually went to Canada. So I was there for a few years.
Okay.
And then it was only, like, you know, I was deciding where to go to university. And I just felt like the UK felt like the right place. It's close to Paris, which is home, and it's in Europe, and it's in English, and it was, you know, it just felt like there were a lot of things going for it, because it's kind of like geographically, it's between India, Pakistan, and Canada, so it just felt like the right place.
Ah, nice. And you had family here, or you moved alone?
To the UK, completely alone. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's a big move, because it's not like you're just moving up the road, you're moving to a different country.
Well, I mean, it was close enough, because, you know, now with the Eurostar, it's like 2 hours away from Paris, so it's all right.
Oh, nice. And you go back and forth a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay, nice. Okay, so how did you get into music? So when you started, I'm guessing when you were growing up, your parents got you into education and said, you know, you have to have a degree, or
well,
how did it work?
You know, in my family, like, education is very respected and all that. But then at the same time, you know, when I was a kid, I was already doing a lot of music-related stuff. You know, I performed with Disney. I did some recordings for advertisements and stuff in Paris, and then and as I was growing up, you know, the whole art scene in Paris is really vibrant. So I was surrounded by like writers and musicians and actors, and so it was just a very creative space to be in, and it really inspired me. And I think, you know, as I was studying, you know, academically on other things, and you know, like, it was important for my family that I have a degree and things like that, but, you know, they totally left me to do my thing in terms of music and all that, and I think they kind of trusted that, you know,
that it
smart
would
enough
get
to
somewhere.
do what I want to do. So.
Yeah, of course. So then you finished your education. What was your educational background?
I did my bachelor's in sort of like business and management. Yeah.
So nothing in media?
No, completely separate. But, you know, I feel like, I mean, the more I go through this, the more I realize that the entertainment industry, you know, it is a business, and it's all very related. You know, whether you're doing films or music, it's show business. So.
Okay. Oh, right. Nice. Okay. So then you came to England, you finished your education, and alongside started your singing career. So tell us about the first day of your singing career. How did it really begin?
My first day, like my first day with Rishi, or my first day?
Your first day when you came to England, and this was it. So with Rishi.
Well, I mean, I guess when I first, you know, when I first met Rishi, I guess you can start the timeline there from the UK perspective. It was quite I mean, it's kind of surreal because, you know, here I was planning to do music, and then I ended up meeting kind of, you know, the producer in the UK. You know, he's worked with Britney Spears, Madonna, Jay Sean, Ricky Martin. So, like, for me, this was kind of like, you know, meeting somebody who's really talented, who I've heard about, whose music I appreciate. And then, you know, getting to know him, you know, he was a really cool guy. And I just liked the fact that he really got me. Like, we got into the studio, and we just gelled, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's so important when you have a producer, it's not just, you know, working together. You've got to get each other.
It's about getting onto it.
Yeah. And we really just got on. And I think from that moment on, I knew that I was in good hands, and that also musically, it just felt like there's so much we were going to do. So.
Oh, nice. Okay. So then, so you teamed up with Rishi Rich. So he, like you said, works with the likes of Juggy D and Jay Sean. Have you ever wanted to, or are you going to work as closely with those artists?
Possibly. I mean, you know, we're part of the same kind of group now.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, there's always opportunities here and there for things to happen. And I think, like, you know, now I'm kind of part of this journey. There's a lot of things about to happen. You know, we spent a very busy year, as you know, that Rish was off in the U.S. working with Timbaland. I was in India shooting my film. So we've been working on my album, and it's all kind of coming together this year for everyone to see it. Because I think it's, you know, we kind of last year released 2 singles as a teaser, and last year and this year. And then it's, you know, now it's just ready to come out.
Oh, nice. Okay, so there could be some future work with Jay Sean.
You never know. You never know. We'll see. We'll see.
Nice. Okay, so then you released your first song, which was Sauna.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is, for those who haven't heard it, it's not fully in a language, is it? Is it a mixture of English?
Yeah, I mean, when it first released, I mean, I remember I took it to Rishi, and he heard it, and he loved it. And he's like, because he thought it was hilarious that you know, I sang it in English, French, Urdu, Hindi, like it's in you know 3-4 languages, and you know, he absolutely loved it. And when other people heard about it without hearing the song, they're like, how is that going to work?
Exactly.
How can you do this song? But he said no, it actually flows really nicely, you know, and it kind of fits the way it should. So I like the fact that he really got it, and luckily audiences really got it too.
Yeah. So. Okay. So. Do you see yourself doing maybe songs fully in Hindi or fully in French, or are you always going to be a mixture?
No, I think it depends on the song. I don't think you should force it. Like, you know, I don't think you have to be like, oh, I'm always going to do it this way or do it that way. I think it really depends on the song. Every song has its own soul, and I think, you know, some songs work beautifully in one languages, and I don't think you should force a certain constraint on it.
Okay. Yeah. And do you write your own songs?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
I write my own stuff, and but you know, when I'm working, but what I love with Rishi is that it's always a collaboration. You know, we always keep, like, music keeps evolving. You don't just do something and it stays the way it is. It keeps changing, and until you release it, it's always like, it has its own kind of journey.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So for those who don't sing, like myself, how do you actually come up with, okay, I'm going to sing a song about, you know, I don't know, love, let's say. How does it all start? What are the stages?
Well, you know, that's the thing. I think every song is so different. Like, sometimes it can happen, like, you're in studio together, you come up with a melody, and it just kicks off from there, and words just come, and you know, it builds from that. Or it can go completely the other way around. Like, one day I'm going to bed, and right as I'm falling asleep, I think of a melody, and I like, pick up my phone really quickly and record it. Or I can be at a restaurant, and some lyrics just come, and I'm scribbling them down. Yeah.
So it could literally just be anywhere. It's just a thought that comes to your mind.
Yeah,
and
or you know, you just build something in the studio together. So that's why every song is different, the way it sort of comes about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Sauna was your first song. Before we show the viewers your video, is there anything you'd like to tell us about it?
Yeah, I mean, this was the first song that I did that was released with Rishi. It's featuring Mumsy, and you know, this was kind of like my first step into the whole Asian music scene in the UK.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Okay, well, enjoy watching.
Check it out.
Abbas, Mumsy stranger. Sona.
falling for you. My heart is taking over.
Your touch is so magical, get physical. Turn your body, girl. I wanna see you, girl. Touch is so magical, get physical. Turn your body, girl. I wanna see you, girl.
Every time I look into your eyes, seduction tempts my side. Je me passe tout en course mais bella. You're the only one who haunts me in my dreams. Every single night when I close my eyes, how'd you get this power over me?
Take it to the big girl.
My love, I'm falling for you. My heart is taking over. My love, I'm falling for you. My heart is taking over.
Your touch is so magical, get physical. Turn your body, girl. I wanna see you, girl. Touch is so magical, get physical. Turn your body, girl. I wanna see you, girl.
Tu me cherches quand tu regardes le miroir. C'est bien plus fort que toi. Une drogue qui s'est lancée par hasard. On n'a plus qu'un seul choix. Et quand tu le vois sur mon visage, une sensation extase, comme une obsession qui ne lâche pas.
Take it to the big girl.
All day and all night.
My love, I'm falling for you. My heart is taking over. My love, I'm falling for you. My heart is taking over.
Your touch is so magical, get physical. Turn your body, girl. I wanna see you, girl. Touch is so magical, get physical. Turn your body, girl. I wanna see you, girl.
My love, I'm falling for you. My heart is taking over. My love, I'm falling for you. My heart is taking over.
I hope you enjoyed listening to that song. So we're back here with Abbas with loads of questions still left. So I'm going to try and cram as many in as I can.
For sure.
Okay, so my most interesting question is, in
Yeah.
2010,
Yeah.
you were named the Bachelor of the Year. Now that's a big title.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah, so that was, how did you get into that, first of all?
I don't know, man. I think, you get roped into a few things. But it was a real honor to win. I'm very, very grateful to Asian Women Magazine and also Asiana Magazine. And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's not something you regret.
No, of course not. You should never regret these things.
Of course, come
No,
on,
it's-
Bachelor of the Year.
And I won some perks as well. So.
Ah, good. Okay. So are you still a bachelor?
In and out, but
Okay.
right now I'm 100% bachelor. So
Okay,
yeah,
nice,
focusing on
nice.
my music right
Yeah,
now.
that's the thing. Do you think that like your music career kind of takes over your personal life?
It does. It would be a lie to say it doesn't. I think it makes it really hard because for a number of reasons, like a lot of times, like if you're with a girl, she can get really insecure about certain things or about you being in different places with different people. So yeah, it makes it a bit of a challenge, but you find ways around it.
Yeah, okay. And do you find yourself traveling a lot and having
Yeah.
to spend a lot of time out from home?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, it's crazy. Like as I said, last year I was away for 4 months in India. I'm always traveling a lot anyway, whether it's like I'm always back and forth between Canada and Paris, and then like I just came back from Cuba. Last night I was,
nice.
2 days ago I was in Manchester. So it's
Wow.
it's a bit crazy.
Okay, and what's your favorite place that you've ever performed?
Oh, favorite place to perform. Let's see.
Who has the best crowd?
Do you know what? I
And
mean, it
remember,
really
we have a
depends.
range of listeners. So.
Yeah, well, I'm in the UK, so I'm going to be UK focused. I really enjoyed doing the melas here because I feel like
okay.
the melas are a great, like, you see a really broad spectrum of people,
Yeah.
and it's just, everyone's out there.
There's a lot of
having a good
energy
time.
in
Yeah,
a
people
mela.
are pumped up, and
Yeah.
I like that. I like a crowd that's a bit wild. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Okay, speaking of wild, do you
Yeah.
see yourself doing more wild tracks? Because your songs at the moment are quite, relaxed and slow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see yourself doing more of a kind of dance? And what's in at the moment is
Yeah.
a lot of people are collaborating house and electro
Yeah.
beats and singing to
Yeah.
those. Do you see yourself doing something
Yeah, it's
like
funny you
that?
should say that actually because I mean my whole thing is I'm very electro and I mean, I love electro music.
Yeah, you look kind of
So-
retro. I
Yeah,
like
okay.
the style.
So I'm, my album is kind of like, it's kind of like a journey throughout different genres of music and
Okay.
just a journey through the world. So, I mean, I'm bringing in like Middle Eastern and Mediterranean influences, but I'm also marrying a lot of like electro pop, a lot of some, more upbeat stuff as well,
Ah,
and a few
nice.
ballads here and there. So.
Nice, okay. And do you have any boundaries? And when I say boundaries, like stuff that you definitely would not do in the music industry?
No, I think you have to be open as an artist.
Okay.
I think never say never, because you never know. Sometimes you might take inspiration from something you really didn't expect to.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And so far, have you had any regrets of your journey?
Not at all. I absolutely no regrets. I think that's kind of my mantra. I mean, I think everything is an experience, and you learn from it, and you grow from it.
Nice.
So I feel like since I've started, there's been a lot of things I've learned along the way, and
Yeah.
I'm really excited because this is kind of Rishi Rich Productions, like our year to put out the things we've been working on. So
Nice.
yeah,
Okay.
it's exciting.
And how long have you been signed up with him?
About a year and a half.
Okay.
But like
So
I said,
it's nicely moving along then.
yeah, no, it's very exciting. I mean, it's there's moments where it kind of hits you, like all the different things you're doing, and yeah, I'm loving the journey.
Really? And you've
Yeah.
never sat back and when you after a long day got into your bed and thought, I want to give up.
No, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like you see the good and the bad. I mean, for me, it's been nothing but good. I think the only thing that I found a bit weird was, when I realized how much politics there are in the entertainment industry. But the thing is that, it's part of the game, and ultimately that things like that come and go. But what you're doing is so incredible, and when you're on stage performing and you connect with an audience, that's when you're like, that's the moment where as an
Yeah.
artist you're like, this is so worth it.
Okay. Okay. So what's been your biggest shock in the music industry or getting into this industry? Because you didn't come from a background
Yeah.
of this, so you kind of didn't know as much about it.
Yeah.
So what's been your biggest shock so far?
My biggest shock. I mean, one of the things is, as you said, because I'm not from here, I guess it's been a bit of an advantage as well, because I've come with a completely different set of experiences.
Yeah.
So, like, I see things in a very different way.
Okay.
And musically, that makes me very different. Like,
Okay.
I don't know, like, when I came here, I didn't know who's big here and who's not, right? So that was kind of a strength, I guess, for me. But I guess the biggest shock has been that I guess people took to it, that people kind of got it. They got the
okay.
fact that things are very different, but they, like, musically, like, for example, a song in 4 languages, but it worked.
Yeah,
So.
and
Yeah.
and it made it. You topped the UK charts, did you?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, so
when
it's
you're first
been-
starting off.
Yeah,
so.
of course, a great
yeah.
achievement. And what's been your highest point of this whole
Highest
journey?
point.
Like one point that you can remember where you just think, wow, this is definitely worth it.
I mean, that was definitely a moment. When I found out, like, a song got to #1, or, like, when I traveled to Toronto recently and, like, people recognize you even, like, in completely different countries, or, like,
Yeah.
when I was touring in Norway and there's, like, a big crowd there, it just makes you feel like this is a lot bigger than just, touring here
Yeah,
and there.
wow.
Yeah, it's really exciting, and it's just the beginning, which makes it a lot more fun. So.
Ah, nice.
yeah.
And do you have, like, because obviously you've got such a great range of fans.
Yeah.
How, like, because I always wonder, I'm a fan of many people.
Yeah.
How would somebody catch your eye if they wanted to kind of
To get to know me.
Yeah, like how would you? Because there's so many people that
Yeah.
must contact you on a day-to-day
Yeah,
basis.
yeah,
So
yeah.
How would one person stand out?
Get your
And
attention?
bear in mind, all the ladies that are watching will probably use these tactics.
You know what? I'd say, like, be unique. I
Okay.
just think, I mean, it's a bit cliche, but, a lot of times, like, you go somewhere and you do meet so many people, it's hard to remember. But
Yeah.
then somebody just does something a bit unexpected, like whether they say something to you or it's not just the usual kind of quick autograph photo. It's they talk to you. And it's when you learn something about them that you remember, you're like, oh yeah, I met that girl that did that.
Okay.
Or, so I mean, I guess,
Be unique.
yeah, tell me a bit about you as well. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So we're going to go into, like, just a quick fire round. I want you to rate me. I'm going to name you 3 singers, and I want you to
Okay.
rate me them out of 10.
Okay. Oh, this is going to be bad.
Yeah, I know. I love this one. Okay, first one is Jay
Yeah.
Sean.
Jay Sean. Well, okay, you have to give him, I mean, I have to give him a 10 because I
Forget
think,
about Rishi Rich Productions.
no,
for a second.
forgetting about Rishi
Okay.
Rich Production, I think just as a global Asian artist, I think you know, it's great that there's somebody out there who's done what he's done. And I think he's opened a lot of doors for Asian artists, and yeah, I think he should be recognized for it.
So you rate him?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 10 for you know, for his zeal.
Okay, now to spice it up, you can't give all three of them a 10.
Good.
Okay.
That's good. See, now I'm allowed.
Okay, Jaggy D.
Jaggy D. Well, he's a great performer. He's like the Punjabi rock star.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I have to give him like a 9 because I've seen him on stage and people go crazy when he's performing.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
A 9. And then Imran Khan.
Imran Khan.
Would you swap any of those? Oh, you have.
I've never seen him performing live.
Okay.
I've been at shows where we've been there, but we've sort of missed each other. So, I mean, for that reason, like, I haven't seen him perform live, so I can't really say. I like his tracks, and I think he's done a great job getting his music out as well. So, let's just go hierarchy. I'll give him an 8.
Oh, yeah. Come on. You took
so
the simple way. I know, exactly. You took the simple way out. And your all-time favorite singer? Let's do Western first, and then we'll do Eastern.
Okay. All-time favorite singer. I mean, there's so many artists that inspire me, like whether it's David Bowie or Prince or Freddie Mercury. I mean, there's so many crazy artists out there.
Yeah.
I really like, you know, I think Prince is really weird, and but he's like a creative genius. I think he's amazing. So I'd say Prince as an artist, and then out of Eastern artists, I mean, Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, I think is an inspiration to me. So.
Ah, lovely. Okay, and finally, your favorite type of music?
Again, it keeps changing, but these days I'm really into kind of like electro and even kind of like really almost like 80s electro being reinvented, which is quite interesting.
Okay, right, exciting. So now in a couple of minutes we're just going to show Habibi, your track.
Yeah.
So before we do, would you like to say anything to your viewers?
Yeah, so Habibi is kind of, it's a song about love, it's a song about passion, and hopefully you'll get that through the film, the music video. And most importantly, it's a song about finding that person. So enjoy.
Okay. Nice. Okay, lovely. Well, we hope you enjoy watching Habibi, and we'll be right back with Abbas.
Come on, yalla habibi, yalla yalla habibi. Come on, yalla habibi, yalla yalla habibi. Come on. Can you feel me, Habibi? Every time that we touch it's crazy. Tell me, why do you tease me on and on and on and on? I like the way that you do me, belly dance in a trance like a movie. I'm possessed by your beauty, I'm just trying to say to you, la passion qui danse en toi, une vérité qui dit nada. Ensorcelé par ton regard, ce sont mon esprit dit yalla habibi, ya habibi. Every time you're close to me, ya habibi, you've got control of me. Dua dana, meri dani dan, duna dana, meri dan. Ya habibi, yalla yalla habibi, ya habibi, yalla yalla habibi. Habibi, can you hear me? Do you really understand me clearly? Just get down and dirty, on and on we go. If I can have you, baby, no one can have you, baby. Not giving up that easy, this is how the story goes. La passion qui danse en toi, une vérité qui dit nada. Ensorcelé par ton regard, ce sont mon esprit dit yalla habibi, ya habibi. Every time you're close to me, ya habibi, you've got control of me. Dua dana, meri dani dan, duna dana, meri dan. j'ai peur de ton regard. Ce sont mon esprit dit ya Habibi, my only one. Every time you're close to me, ya Habibi, baby, you've got control of me. Tu as jana meri jaane jaan, tu na jana meri jaan. Dance with me. Just wanna get down and dirty. خلاص.
Well, we hope you enjoyed watching Habibi. And now, Abbas, would you like to say goodbye to your viewers?
Yeah, it's been a pleasure being here, and I'm really looking forward to seeing all you guys out on the shows, and especially once the album kicks, I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you guys.
Oh, lovely. Okay, well, that's all for today, and do join us next week for another great episode of Music Replay in the same time, same place, only on Venus.